The book of Revelation, the last book of the Christian Bible, is a unique and often puzzling text, filled with vivid imagery, symbolic language, and apocalyptic visions. It has fascinated and challenged readers for centuries. Unlike other books in the New Testament, Revelation is not a gospel or a letter. Instead, it is a book of prophecy, offering a glimpse into the future and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Revelation was written by a man named John, traditionally believed to be John the Apostle, while he was exiled on the island of Patmos. John's visions, revealed to him by God, depict a cosmic struggle between God and Satan, culminating in the final judgment and the establishment of a new heaven and a new earth. The book's message is one of both warning and hope. It warns of God's judgment on the wicked and offers hope for the faithful, who will be saved from destruction and live eternally in God's presence. Revelation's vivid imagery and symbolic language can be challenging to interpret. However, by understanding its historical context and exploring the meaning of its key symbols, we can begin to unlock the mysteries of this powerful and enduring book. To truly understand the book of Revelation, we must step back in time to the 1st century AD. The Roman Empire, a vast and powerful realm, ruled over Judea, the land of the Jews. Christians, followers of the recently crucified Jesus of Nazareth, faced growing suspicion and persecution from both Roman authorities and their fellow Jews. The Roman Emperor Nero had unleashed a brutal campaign of persecution against Christians in Rome. Christians were accused of atheism, cannibalism, and incest. They were tortured, thrown to wild animals, and burned alive. This persecution created a climate of fear and uncertainty among early Christians. John himself was imprisoned on Patmos for his faith. It was in this context of oppression and persecution that John received his visions. The book of Revelation, therefore, must be understood as a message of hope and encouragement to a persecuted community, assuring them that God was in control and that their suffering would not be in vain. The Roman Empire, with its might and brutality, serves as a powerful symbol of the forces of evil that Christians believed they were contending with. Revelation's message of God's ultimate triumph over these forces provided solace and strength to those facing persecution. At its heart, the book of Revelation is a story about the battle between good and evil. This cosmic struggle is personified in the figures of God and Satan, the Lamb and the Dragon. God, the righteous and just ruler of the universe, is pitted against Satan, the embodiment of evil and rebellion. This battle is not confined to the heavenly realms, but plays out on earth as well. The Roman Empire, with its persecution of Christians, is portrayed as an instrument of Satan's power. The book is filled with vivid imagery of angels and demons, plagues and disasters, all depicting the epic clash between the forces of good and evil. Revelation assures its readers that despite the apparent triumph of evil in the world, God is ultimately in control. The forces of evil, no matter how powerful they may seem, will eventually be defeated. The Lamb, representing Jesus Christ, will conquer the dragon, Satan, and establish God's kingdom on earth. The book's message of hope is clear. Even in the darkest of times, God is with his people, and he will ultimately triumph over evil. This message of hope has resonated with persecuted and marginalized communities throughout history, providing solace and inspiration in the face of adversity. Section 4. Unveiling the Secrets. Symbols of Revelation. The book of Revelation is rich in symbolism, using vivid imagery to convey its message. Understanding these symbols is crucial to unlocking the book's meaning. Some of the key symbols include the 4 horsemen appearing in Revelation chapter 6, verses 1 to 8. These horsemen, representing conquest, war, famine, and death, symbolize the judgments of God that will befall the earth. The beast, this fearsome creature, often depicted with 7 heads and 10 horns, represents the Antichrist, a figure who will oppose God and deceive the world. The number 666, this number, associated with the beast, is widely interpreted as a symbol of imperfection and evil. Babylon the Great, this city, described in Revelation chapter 17 to 18, represents the wickedness and corruption of the world, which will ultimately be judged by God. The New Jerusalem, this glorious city, descending from heaven, represents the ultimate destination of the faithful, a place of eternal peace and joy in God's presence. These symbols, while open to interpretation, provide a framework for understanding the book's message of judgment, hope, and the ultimate triumph of God. Section 5. Through the eyes of scholars. Diverse interpretations. The book of Revelation has been the subject of much debate and interpretation throughout history. Scholars have proposed various approaches to understanding its symbolism and message. Preterist interpretations view Revelation as primarily referring to events that occurred in the 1st century AD, particularly the persecution of Christians under the Roman Empire. Futurist interpretations see Revelation as primarily about events that will occur in the future, leading up to the second coming of Christ and the end of the world. Historicist interpretations view Revelation as a symbolic outline of church history, with its symbols representing different historical periods and events. Idealist interpretations understand Revelation as a timeless portrayal of the ongoing struggle between good and evil, relevant to all times and places. Each of these interpretations offers valuable insights into the book's meaning. While there is no single universally accepted interpretation, understanding these different perspectives can enrich our understanding of this complex and challenging book.